I'm meteorologist Carly Gomez. Spring has sprung as of Tuesday, but we're still feeling that winter weather as it starts moving in Friday night into Saturday for the first weekend of spring. As we get that look out there, the low pressure system moving in through the Pacific Northwest. That's going to be carrying on that cold front, moving over Northern California into the overnight hours Friday to Saturday. Meanwhile, the high pressure system that was in place is shifting to the east. We have an associated cold front stretching all the way down toward Mexico. That'll be sweeping across areas of Southern California as we move into Saturday afternoon. Now, getting that closer look here, you can see all the showers beginning to start making its way through Sacramento, Elk Grove, and through Jackson. Some heavy downpours are expected into the foothill spots, especially through those overnight hours as more of that snow begins to accumulate and temperatures there in the high country begin to drop off below freezing point. Now, we will see a lot of that heavy rain also pushing from San Francisco to San Jose from 9 to 10 p.m. before a majority of that begins sweeping through. We'll get a small break into early Saturday morning before more scattered showers are expected to arrive for the rest of your Saturday. Now, Saturday may not completely be a washout. We are going to see some breaks where you'll get a peak of sunshine in and out of the area, but that also means we're going to be dealing with some thunderstorm chances. So unstable weather conditions as you get that mix of sun, clouds, and rain, creating a really unstable atmosphere out there. More rain is in the forecast, not just this weekend, but also moving into next week. We are looking at weekend showers, but heavy mountain snows also expected to bring in as much as even 1 to 2 feet of snowfall for the Sierra. Now, temperatures are going to also drop off through next week. We've been dealing with temperatures in the mid-70s for quite a while. As of the last week, it's been pretty nice outside, but now we're looking at temperatures dropping back into the upper 50s and low 60s. Now, we do have a winter storm warning that's in effect for areas of the Sierra, primarily looking at around 6,000 feet and higher. Now, we could see some of the elevations dropping as low as about 4,000 to 4,500 feet. But during the time frame where that could drop that low, where the temperatures are cold enough, doesn't look like we'll see a lot of precipitation at that time either. So most of it closer to about 6,000 feet and higher, or we'll be seeing most of that snow falling. Now, we're also going to experience some strong wind gusts, so that's going to make travel difficult through the Sierra with all that snow. But 45+ mph wind gusts could be expected for some of the higher elevations, but we're primarily looking at 25 to 35 mph gusts. And we are looking at a winter weather advisory for areas and local communities around Truckee and South Lake Tahoe, where they could see about 6 inches to 12 inches of snowfall as we start moving from Saturday to Sunday, most of that beginning to drop off. Gusts still pretty strong up there as well, making travel difficult. Now, taking a look into our futurecast radar, this is where we see the movement of that rain and snow into our overnight hours, looking at 11 p.m. A majority of the heavy rain pushing into those foothill spots and just passing and sweeping through Stockton, Modesto toward Merced, and then finally pushing into Sonora, Arnold, and Yosemite as you start to see a lot of that snow beginning to pile up out there and beginning to move down the mountain. Some of the higher elevations near Donner, we're expecting to see a lot of snowfall, but notice as you start heading down toward even Sonora Pass there, they're actually expecting a lot more snowfall for that region as that storm system moves its way south. The accumulation of rain and moisture in that area will bring up some of the snow totals. Now, looking into your Saturday afternoon, we start getting that mix of sun and clouds, but a lot of the showers also embedded in there. That means we're looking at unstable weather. Instead of seeing all that green on the map here, you're starting to see some of the yellows, the oranges, and then even at times some red areas here, and that's indicating some extreme downpours. Now, when you see that, you see winds picking up. You could see some thunderstorms pushing through, so lightning and thunder. And if you do hear it, you want to go indoors. Sometimes when we get these kind of activities happening, as we've seen in just even the last month, we have had severe weather warnings out there, and that's indicating to people in that community or area that there may be some tornadic activity. Maybe there was a funnel cloud spotted. So when you kind of see that, especially when there's red in there, that's kind of letting people know, hey, you might see some funnel clouds. Just be aware. Nothing too devastating or bad, but you just want to be aware that you're not getting picked up with that wind. Now, also want you to know that you can also download the ABC 10 app. On the app itself, go to the weather section, click there, and you can actually see a radar just like this on your own phone. So when you're dealing with some thunderstorm activity, maybe on your Saturday, you can actually pull it up wherever you are and actually see where you see some of these big areas where you're seeing orange and yellow, maybe even red on your phone as of Saturday. And that's where you're going to see some of the heaviest rain beginning to push in. You can also click a button called Futurecast, which is what we're looking at, and it kind of moves you along time frame wise. hour by hour to see exactly the movement or where the computer models are predicting the movement of these cells. And we're going to be seeing a lot of those thunderstorms passing through into the evening hours. We do get some breaks. So around 10 p.m., you notice we start getting a few breaks in and out of the area before the next round of showers move in. You can see them just offshore there and near Ukiah. They're going to begin approaching Santa Rosa and San Francisco after 10 p.m., making its way into the valley and foothills as of the overnight hours Saturday to Sunday morning. But by Sunday afternoon and evening, things are really clearing out. We're going to see some sunshine. It's actually going to make for a pretty nice Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, the morning hours still maybe seeing a little drizzle, but shouldn't last too long. Actually, we're going to see the winter weather advisory and winter storm warning expiring even as of about 8 a.m. on Sunday. So most people who are looking to head back down the hill from Truckee and South Lake Tahoe will be able to by Sunday mid-morning hours or so. Things should start clearing up. And we are looking at severe weather outlook. What that means is there's some chances out there to potentially see some thunderstorms, which we were just talking about. That potential for thunderstorms and severe weather could bring about hail, of course, lightning strikes and even thunder. So you want to be careful, especially for watching for any funnel clouds. Funnel clouds could potentially lead to a small tornado in your neighborhood. As we look into Saturday, we are going to expect most of our region dealing with that severe weather pretty much all the way up towards state lines. So it's a massive area where we'll be seeing some potential for thunderstorms. Saturday afternoon, winds will pick up from the coastal range down through Fairfield. Most of the valley will see a pickup as well, but primarily from Elk Grove north, we're seeing about anywhere from 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts. Further south, not quite as bad. Now over the Sierra Crest, some strong wind gusts again, up to about 45 miles per hour. Sunday, we're seeing things slow down, a little bit breezy with the Delta breeze into the afternoon hours by Monday. Now, the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook is sent out by the Climate Prediction Center. They kind of handle how much rain we could see over the next 1 to 2 weeks and where that puts us on the map. We will be looking at about above average conditions for rainfall this time of year to almost average rainfall as we start moving into the beginning of April. That's pretty good news for us as we've had some pretty bad drought years. Last year was a really great year. It's kind of one of those years we're hoping would continue that way. And so far, we're looking decent to slightly above average for this time of year. Taking a look here into our Futurecast radar by Wednesday. After this storm ends, we have a couple of days of sunshine from Monday, Tuesday. By Wednesday afternoon, it looks like more of that rain begins to move right back in. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then finally, as we get to about Saturday afternoon, evening, things should start slowing down. And then Easter Sunday, as of now, computer models are showing we're looking at sunshine. But for that Saturday, where a lot of people have those Easter egg hunts, unfortunately, it looks like we may be getting some rain. So hold on tight. Stay with ABC 10 and on YouTube to see the latest updates, as we'll be updating all of this as we move day by day, finally getting a better look at that Easter weekend. Now, potential totals for rain were anywhere from really a ½ inch to an inch of rain through Sunday night. So pretty good. As we start moving on, the heavier downpours will be contributing to some of that heavier rain totals, especially as we see potential for those thunderstorms. Now, our model snowfall totals for the global models, we have a couple computer models that really help us out here. The global model, which is GFS, is looking at anywhere from about 15 to 20 inches of snowfall. So anywhere from 1 to 2 feet of snow is possible along the Donner area. We'll see some bigger pickups off Highway 4 and even 108. And especially as we start moving towards Sonora Pass there, we could see some of the totals even as high as about 30 to 35 inches of snowfall. The European model is showing a little bit less snowfall. This one has been pretty consistent than the global model as of late. It's been showing, yeah, we're getting a lot of snow, but maybe not quite as high. And I think we're going to be closer to that about 1.5 foot mark. Looks about right near Donner. All right, let's talk about our temperatures. Those foothills looking at the mid to low 50s out there. So we're definitely cooling down for the daytime highs. Overnight lows, though, pretty consistent, right around the mid to low 40s. With the cloud coverage, that's why we're not really dropping down into those freezing point temperatures. But taking a look around the Bay Area, those mid to upper 50s and low 60s. The Sacramento and San Joaquin Valley spots, upper 50s out there, maybe a couple of low 60s. And then finally, with the 10-day forecast, we are going to get a break. By Sunday, mid-morning afternoon, we'll get that partly sunny sky at least lasting through Tuesday. We have chances for showers arriving again Wednesday through about Saturday morning. And then finally, we'll look at sunshine, hopefully staying there for your Easter Sunday.